Bitcoin is back. It's hovering around $19,000, near a record. What's behind the rally, and is a crackdown coming? We're joined by Brian Brooks, acting comptroller of the currency. Brian, thanks so much for joining us. I want to first start off by asking you about a tweet that your former boss at Coinbase, the CEO, Brian Armstrong, sent out last week. And he said that the Treasury could be, quote, planning to rush out some new regulation regarding self-hosted crypto wallets before the end of the term. Is that true?
Yeah, look, Melissa, rumors abound in Bitcoin more than almost any other place. What I would tell you is we're very focused on getting this right. We're very focused on not killing this. And it's equally important that we develop the networks behind Bitcoin and other cryptos as it is that we prevent money laundering and terrorism financing. So believe me, there's a balance here, and it's going to work for everybody.
So that's neither a yes or no answer to that. Should we be expecting some new regulations by the end of the Trump term?
I think you're going to see a lot of good news for crypto by the end of the Trump term. Some of it's going to have to do with banks connecting to blockchain. Some of it's going to be more clarity around the nature of these assets. So believe me, there's going to be very positive messages coming out. At the same time, it's a dangerous world out there. We have to be honest about that. But nobody's going to ban Bitcoin. Nobody's going to ban some of these transmission technologies. I think it's going to be a lot less bad than people were worried about.
In terms of the impact of the Biden administration, Janet Yellen has said that in the past that she's no fan of cryptocurrency. How should investors, particularly crypto investors, piece together who Biden has appointed so far in his team and where crypto could be going during his term?
You know, here's the funny thing about America is what matters more than what any given president or Treasury Secretary thinks about something is what people want. So remember, the taxi cab commissioners of America hated Uber and did everything they could to keep it out. But America's wanted it, and it's here to stay. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. We've gotten to a point where adoption's too widespread, the technology's too important, the need for the currency and store of value is too important for it to go away. So I'm not too worried about that.
Hey, Brian, it's good to have you on. So in the past, we had Secretary Mnuchin on, and I swear this is one of our, in terms of Twitter exploding, he talked about money laundering and sort of the nefarious uses of Bitcoin, et cetera, and all of his concerns. And I asked him, well, I remember at the time, I didn't know it was going to be that profound, but I said, in the history of the world, and all we know about money laundering and drug cartels and everything that's ever been done, it's all been done with fiat money in cash. And now there's Bitcoin, which is new, and they keep saying, oh, no, it's going to be used for blah. I mean, it's never been a problem to launder money and to do nefarious things using the existing system. So why is that an appropriate sort of a red herring that we always hear?
Look, there's a thing in the world called behavioral psychology, and it tells us we have a whole bunch of biases that we're not even aware of. And the answer is we have something called status quo bias. We think the status quo is safe no matter what it is, and we think whatever is different is dangerous. Those of us who are on the technology vanguard kind of get that, and what we understand is the same risks that have always existed will keep existing, but we'll have amazing new applications, incredible friction-free futures, and all of that stuff. There will always be bad guys, and no matter what technology we have, they will be there. The question is, are we going to sacrifice all the benefits of the future because we're so wedded to the past? I don't think Americans are going to do that, and that's why Bitcoin is where it is and why market volumes are what they are. People have finally adopted at scale, and we have to adapt to that.
Yeah, I think the money laundering argument and the nefarious use that's like one of the worst arguments against crypto and crypto adoption. But Brian, I wanted to follow up on the point you made in terms of you think good things are coming by the end of the Trump term for cryptocurrency. Are you in the camp who believes that more regulation in cryptocurrency will be a good thing overall for the industry?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say more regulation. This is not like your breakfast cereal box where it talks about weight, not volume. I don't think we need 50 regulations instead of 2. But what we do need is clarity about what's allowed. And so we need some guidance, for example, about whether banks can connect directly to blockchains as payment networks. The answer has to be yes, right? We needed answers about, can banks custody cryptocurrency so that institutions felt comfortable adopting? And you saw what happened when we gave that clarity. So you have clarity across a variety of areas that I think you'll be seeing just in the next 6 to 8 weeks, which will make it easier for crypto investors to know how to invest, to know how institutions can be in this asset class. And those are the things that are driving prices at this point. It may have been a bubble 2 years ago, but with more clarity, institutions that see this as a real thing are going to adopt at scale, which they've already started to do. So stay tuned.